Hey, I pray that everybody's having a blessed, peaceful, and prosperous morning. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. I've been trying to record this video like a few times, but I'm in a hotel with my kids, so just, you know. But I just wanted to get on here and say, why not you? A lot of us feel like we're not called and we're not qualified to do what it is that the Lord wants us to do. We don't understand why the Lord calls us. We don't understand why the Lord is tugging on our hearts. Like, yes, he loves us. He loves all of us. And he wants the best for all of us. But a lot of us don't understand why is he calling us to do such a big job. Like, in the moment, it's a big job. And we feel like we're not qualified to do it because we have all this past stuff and that we had done. We have a lot of sin that we committed. And I came to this conclusion to talk about it because I had a conversation with me and my husband had a conversation with a family friend who is seeking answers, and she don't understand why the Lord is calling her to be a vessel. And so I know the Lord in those moments was using me to speak. He gave me I had one of my spiritual gifts is words of knowledge, and was also able to prophesy to her. I have a prophetic gift, and so I was able to shed some things, light on some things, bring awareness to some things that she's dealing with, or that she needs to deal with, and or that she has already dealt with. And so in the midst of all of that, and God knows all of that, he still called her. In the midst of God knowing everything I've done and everything I've said, he still called me. I was watching a movie one day. That's how I started building my relationship with the Lord. I was watching a movie one day. God called me through a movie. God can call you through different types of things. He can call you through a song. He can call you through prophetic numbers, not angel numbers, prophetic numbers. He will give you a message through numbers. He will give you a message in the sky. I promise you, it was like a carving of a beautiful, I believe it was a city in the sky, and it was like an angel hovering over the city, and it was perfect. It was the most perfect. It was beautiful. And so he let me know through that movie, because the movie was called God is Calling. The movie was called God is Calling. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix because I got a tug not to watch Netflix anymore, because he let me know it was like Netflix was like had a huge weight on it. And so me and my family got the call not to really watch Netflix like that. And so that's one of the ways that he let me know that I was called. And the crazy thing about it was, I guess everybody's different. I never looked at my sins. I never looked at this, because the line of office he was calling me to, I was like, Lord, that's a big line of office. Like, because I know for a fact if I don't do what I'm told, if I don't do what God is calling me to do, which is basically warn people and let people know things that their blood will be on my hands. And so yeah, I was like, Lord, wait a minute. And so I did answer it though. I answered the call because I felt like it was an honor. But that was from my perspective. From other people's perspective, God called you for a reason, because He knew for a fact you saying yes to your calling would be other people saying yes to their calling. It would be you helping other people. He is calling you because He wants you to help His children. He sees you qualified to help those who are in need, for those who will be looking. They might not be around now, but eventually they will start to pop up, and you will start to find yourself ministering to them, talking to them, sharing your testimonies, sharing your stories that you went through and how you overcame, because you said yes to the Lord. So when you say yes to the Lord, you surrendered. You will surrender all he will tell you, surrender everything to me. Once you surrender and you surrender all your, everything you're dealing with, God will start the process of healing you. Now, by him starting the process of healing you, you will go through a pruning season. And I promise you, that pruning season don't feel good, because it's a stripping. It's a stripping of all what the world says is qualified, what the world says is perfect, what the world says you should be this and you should be that. You thinking that things should be done a certain way. God will start pruning you. He will start the process of purifying you. And I promise you, it don't feel good, because I've been through it. I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it, and at times it don't feel good. It feels like I went to a funeral, because it feels like a death. Because this thing's been attached to me for X amount of years I've been on this earth. And that's why it hurts so bad, because this is stuff that has been embedded in you. I'm sorry. It's like neighbor's house. And I remember I had this conversation with somebody, and somebody told me that, hey, when I get myself together and I do XYZ, then I will come to, then I'll come to the Lord, And I was just like, it don't work like that. Because what you think is perfect, or what you think is good enough, God may say otherwise. Because what God is going to do is he's going to strip you down to what is pleasing, what is pure, and what is righteous. Because let's think about it. One of the stories that came to me is the guy who came to Jesus and was like, Lord, I've done XYZ. I did this. I did that. Basically, like, he was perfect. And he was like, what else do I have to do to inherit the kingdom of heaven? He showed that he was willing to do anything. And so the Lord was like, sell all your possessions and come follow me. The guy was like, dropped his head and then walked away, sadly, because he wasn't willing to do that. Now, if we come to the Lord thinking that we done all of this work and we should be good enough and this, that, and the third, and God is like, I need for you to, do X, Y, Z. And you like, but Lord, I worked hard for that. One of the reasons why God will tell you to do certain things is because, one, he was never a part of it. And then two, it may be some type of spirits that was already attached to that, far as like pride, because you're already in the mindset of that I did this, I did that. Basically, you kind of puffed up because, you worked hard on you and you did this, that, and the third. And so it's basically like that spirit of pride is going to work against what the Holy Spirit is trying to do in you or guide you to do. You feeling like you know better, but in reality, God know way better than we do. And so that's going to conflict with what God is trying to do. And so that's why I said, when you come to him, just come as you are, because he's already going to start working on you. By you submitting and surrendering to him, he's already going to start putting in you to do the work. So regardless of what you have done, regardless of things you said, the Lord is calling you because he feels like you're qualified. The Lord will help you through the training process. The Lord will help you through the pruning process, the refining period, and remind you that this stuff don't feel good, but in the end, you will feel like it was worth it. Because when you sit down to evangelize to that young lady that went through a situation that you had went through way back, you will go to her with boldness, you will talk to her with confidence, and you will talk to her with reassurance that the Lord helped you through your situation. The Lord gave you strength because you relied and you depend on him. Not you relied and you depend on yourself. You relied and depend on God because his strength is greater than ours. So if you ever find yourself wondering, Lord, why me? Why you were calling me? He has a bigger purpose for you, and there are other people attached to you overcoming your situations, for you overcoming your past sins. So just try to keep that in mind. Pray in this message. I pray that everybody has a blessed and peaceful and prosperous day.